Welcome to the Glorious Botafogo, your number one source of Botafogo news in English. The Alvinegro, once again, for the sixth time in a row, it has become routine to beat Fluminense. Botafogo beat Fluminense at the legendary Maracanã Stadium by 1-0 at the very end of the match, when Gregory, shoulder to shoulder, won the ball against Felipe Melo, which is, again, it's nice to see Felipe Melo just eat it. It really is nice just to see him eat it. Gregory won the ball fair and square, tackled Felipe Melo shoulder to shoulder, foot on the ball, shoulder to shoulder, won it, passed it to Luis Henrique, and Luis Henrique scored against his former club, Fluminense. He decided not to celebrate the goal, but he did hug his teammates. And Botafogo, again, beat Fluminense for the sixth time in a row. It's about 2.5 years that Fluminense doesn't know what it is to win against Botafogo. And that is a great feeling, because honestly, if there's a team that I've grown to hate more than Flamengo, is Fluminense. I can't stand Fluminense. Ever since they won the Libertadores, they've become just terrible fans. They think they're bigger than Botafogo, and that's never ever going to happen. Doesn't matter how many Libertadores titles Fluminense wins more than Botafogo. It doesn't matter how many Brasileirão titles they win or Copa do Brasil titles. Fluminense would ever be bigger than Botafogo. So I won't be able to talk in depth about the match, because one, I'm not going to be here and pretend and tell you guys that I saw the whole thing, because I didn't see any of it. I was on the way to work. I had to give somebody a ride, so I left my house a little bit earlier, and I ended up not watching it. I was listening to the whole game, to the whole match on Botafogo TV on YouTube. So I listened to the whole thing, but I didn't see the whole thing. But from what I could see, I was able to see that Botafogo played really well the first 20 minutes of the match, and then Fluminense kind of equalized, and then at the very end, Botafogo won the game with Luis Henrique. Now, so that's all I'm gonna say about the match. I'm not gonna give match analysis because I didn't watch it, but I do want to talk about some important things that came out in the news about the club in the last few days, and about John Textor as well. So Luis Henrique was called to the national team for the last FIFA date a few weeks ago. He was the only Botafogo player on the list. Now, not only is Luis Henrique in the list that CBF sent to the clubs, hey, we're looking at these players to get the national team call-up, which is going to happen this coming Friday after the Libertadores match. So if Botafogo beats São Paulo in the Libertadores that's coming up, the chances of all four of these guys being called, or at least 2, 3, is pretty high. So not only Botafogo has Luis Henrique in that list, but it now has Igor Jesus, John, and Alex Telles. All 4 of those players are included in Dorival's list for the next World Cup qualifying matches. But Brazil is not doing great, which I think is a reflection of the person that is at the helm of CBF, which it's just been horrible. So I'm not surprised that Brazil is that. But those 4 players are expected. They can expect, at least have the expectation to hear their name, so it's not such a big surprise on Friday. Cuiabano, Eduardo, and Junior Santos are finally back to training on pitch, on the grass, with the rest of their teammates. They were all out due to an injury. Eduardo was a serious injury. Junior Santos was a serious injury. Cuiabano was not as serious, but it's an injury that required a lot of rest. But all 3 of those guys are actually back to training. So it's very nice to see that. And I hope Junior Santos, every time he gets better from his injury, as he progresses, he changes his Instagram profile picture to Goku, as Goku goes through the healing stages on Dragon Ball. That he posted that. So Junior Santos yet again updated his Instagram picture. So very nice to see that as well. I am very excited to see Junior Santos back because he's a big part as to why Botafogo is in the Libertadores in the first place. So we owe a lot of that to Junior Santos. Botafogo and São Paulo tomorrow. The winner will move on to the semifinal of the competition, which has River Plate and Colo-Colo on the other side of the bracket. And that the winner of that match will play Atlético Mineiro and Fluminense, the winner of one of those. Fluminense won the first match, and I think Colo-Colo and River Plate tied. And then on the other side, on Botafogo's side, is Peñarol and Flamengo. So just imagine if Botafogo and Flamengo win, we're going to have a Botafogo and Flamengo Libertadores semifinal matchup, which is crazy, which is insane. But my prediction is that it's going to be Botafogo and Peñarol, Atlético Mineiro, and River Plate moving on to the semifinal. So let me know what you think what the semifinal is going to be. Now, to close the video, some news about John Textor and Eagle Holdings as a whole. Textor came out and said publicly during the Olympique Lyonnais press conference that he was going to create this group called the Everton Football Group, and that it was all going to be separate from Eagle Football, and that he, made his intentions known. And up until a few days ago, John Textor was leading the charge into buying Everton. But however, the tables have turned, and John Textor is no longer the main buyer for Everton because another group has taken over the agreement to be the exclusive buyer for now. So Everton is going through a change. A brand new group not related to John Textor is now at the helm and is now basically almost certain to be the buyer, because Everton has released a press note that says that, this is the group that's going to buy Everton unless something drastic happens. So John Textor will no longer be the owner of Everton. He has made his intentions known about selling his Crystal Palace shares that has multiple bids by now. So it looks like John Textor is going to be out of the Premier League ownership club pretty soon, and we will see what happens. I don't know if there are other Premier League clubs looking to be sold, so maybe John Textor will look into the Premiership to see if there's a club there looking to get sold. If you've gotten here so far, please leave a like. Please share the video, comment, because all of that helps, especially the like and the engagement on the video. All of that is really important. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, send this video to your friends, retweet, repost, do whatever you can, because that's how the word gets spread. And if you go to Foot Fanatics now has the brand new away jersey from Botafogo. It's the black one with the bronze splatter, forged by fire. It is now available on the Foot Fanatics store. So go ahead and use the code Glorious10 for 10% off. Basically takes care of your shipping, and you can get yourself the brand new jersey. Botafogo released the third kit. I'm going to put some pictures here. Botafogo released the white kit not too long after releasing the black kit, because the season's almost at the end, right? There's only 10 or 11 matches left. So it's based on the future of Botafogo. The future's bright. There's some iridescent kind of art to go along with it. It's really nice. It's all white. I'm putting the pictures here for you guys to see, because I don't think I've spoken about it before. Botafogo and São Paulo tomorrow. I'll be watching and giving my thoughts of the match, hopefully with the Botafogo win, so we can celebrate and just wait for Thursday to see who our opponent will be.